I'm going to demonstrate division for you in this video. We're going to look at division in a specific way. It's going to be a very methodical approach. We're going to start off with 8 divided by 2, which is probably a problem you already know the answer to. I get that. But I want you to follow all the steps I'm about to lay out for all the practice. We're in step 1, and there'll be a few steps where you use this same approach in practice with simple problems, and I know you know the answers. You're going to wonder why you have to go through this whole process that I'm going to show you, but you need to, because the idea is your brain is very complex, and we're trying to train your brain to see division in a very specific and certain way, which will help you later when division problems become much more difficult and when you have to use division for problem solving. So just trust me, it won't last long where you have to do this really kind of drawn out process where I'm actually going to have you draw groups or draw pictures. But please do it because there's a specific purpose for it. So 8 divided by 2, whenever we divide for this system, I'm going to have you put things in the traditional format. So using a division symbol, so we're going to we translate this number sentence, 8 divided by 2, into the symbol. The 8, what you're dividing, the number you're breaking apart goes inside because you're dividing it up. The number you're dividing by goes on the outside because that's how many groups you're separating it into. And what this is really telling me is if I have 8 of something and I put it into 2 groups, 2 equal groups, well, how much will be in each group? When we divide, we're grouping. We're not really, when you divide, nothing goes away. When you subtract, things go away. When you divide, nothing goes away. You still have, in the end, we're still going to have 8 items. We're just going to have them divided up into 2 separate groups. So let's put this in a real scenario that may make more sense to you. Say we just had a snowstorm not long ago, so you and a friend went to the neighbor's house, so there are 2 of you, and you shoveled the snow. And the neighbor paid you $8 for doing that, so you need to decide, broken up equally, how much will each of you get. So $8 divided between the 2 of you, so I'm forming 2 groups, and I want to know how much will each group get. In this case, how much will each of you get? And you already know the answer, but again, I want you to show this because we're really training your brain to see division as a grouping aspect. So I'm putting these 8 into 2 groups. So let's just start doing one at a time. So 1, 2, you each get 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've distributed all 8 of the items, in this case dollars, to 2 of you. So you each get 1, 2, 3, 4. So you each get $4 for doing the shoveling, which makes sense because 2 times 4 is 8. The total works out. Let's look at another problem using the same system, the same approach again. Trust me on this. It's going to work for you, I believe, especially if division has become a little bit problematic for you. And division becomes problematic for almost all students eventually. So we're going to try to resolve that issue using this approach. So 3, so putting it in the traditional form, 15 divided by 3. 15, what I'm breaking up goes here because I'm dividing it up, and I'm dividing it into 3 groups. That goes into the outside. So make sure you put it in there correctly. That's the first step. A lot of students mess this up. They get it wrong. So I'm breaking them up into 3 groups now. I have 15 total. So I can use the same process. I'm going to distribute one at a time until I have all 15 of them distributed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I took all 15 items, broke it up into 3 groups. So maybe you and 2 friends shoveled a driveway now. You got paid $15 this time, a little bigger driveway. How much will each of you make? So I group it. So again, I'm breaking the 15 up into 3 separate groups, and each has a total of exactly 5. So my answer is 5. 3 divided by 15 is 5. Now let's go ahead and work that out. So you're going to draw these symbols. Leave yourself a little room. Let's go ahead and work this out in using the traditional division algorithm, because you need to start getting used to that. So I wrote this over my ones column. because it's a unit in this case. 3 times 5 is 15, and I end up with 0. So it works out in the traditional algorithm as well, which you won't need as much in these problems, but we need to start making that transfer.